Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is Canto 3, Chapter 14, Text 14, Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you please repeat after me? Sa viditvatmajanam no bhavam santana bhavanaha trayodasha dadattasam yaste shilam anuvrataha. We can repeat, yeah.
Saviditvatmanajanamno bhavam santana bhavanaha trayodashada dadattasam yaste shilam anuvrata. Saviditvatmana janamno bhavam santana bhavanaha trayodashadadattasam yaste shilam anuvrata.
Okay, so translation purport by Srila Prabhupada, Acharya ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Our well-wishing father Daksh, after knowing our intentions, handed over 13 of his daughters unto you. Since then we have been faithful. Purport: Generally the daughters were too shy to express their opinions before their father, but the father would accept daughters' intentions through someone else, such as grandmother, to whom grandchildren had free access. King Daksha collected the opinions of his daughters and thus handed over 13 to Kashyap. Every one of Diti's sisters was a mother of children. Therefore, since she was equally faithful to the same husband, why would she remain without children? Yeah. Oh, this is good purport. Anyway. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Shri Advaita Gadadhar Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so this is we can do it. So this is about as we have been discussing about marriage of various daughters of Daksha to Kashyap Muni, and Prabhupada is raising Sukadeva Goswami is raising a point that he understood the intentions of the daughters. Now this word comes here, bhavam, viditva atmajanam no bhavam. Bhavam is generally translated as emotions. Literal translation is emotions. Bhav, Krishna, Bhavana, Amrit Sang. But Prabhupada translates it as indication here in the word-to-word meaning, and in the purport as intentions. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse, 10 chapter 8 verse, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam prapartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhavam samanvita. So Prabhupada translates the word bhavam there as attentiveness. But if you read Sanskrit, this is not the meaning. If you really ask any Sanskrit scholar, he'll say Prabhupada is speculating. If you ask a Sanskrit scholar, because bhavam doesn't mean attentiveness. And definitely doesn't mean intention. For intention, the word is cheshta. Akhilo cheshta, Krishna akhilo cheshta. This Rupa Goswami says, all intentions should be for Krishna. So, by the way, what's the difference between intention and thoughts? There's a subtle difference there. Before coming to this point, let's first settle this issue of Prabhupada is speculating. Of course, you know Prabhupada never speculates. That we know or we accept it because Prabhupada is founder Acharya, and as a disciple of a guru, generally people accept, Guru is saying, so no questions. But if you go to India, if you talk to many scholars, if you're preaching worldwide, if you talk to many scholars, they definitely argue with us. In fact, that scholar, Deshpande, we met in that university, he would definitely argue Prabhupada's translation. Definitely, for sure. Because even in purport, Prabhupada writes many other points which are not there in literal translation of Srimad Bhagavatam and even Gita. So is Prabhupada speculating? That's the question. Not from a devotional point of view, but from a scholarly point of view. Because we have to preach. And also, we have to be ourselves convinced, because many people leave ISKCON. They go to Gaudiya Math. Many people are left. Even now in India, many people are going to Radha Kund and Narayan Maharaj Math. Many people are leaving. Why? Because they think Prabhupada is mistranslating things. So, but is it the case? If you read Sanskrit, if you read the method of translation of books, which is Kavi Karnpurn Das, he has written a book, Alankar Kaustuv. Have you heard about that? I think it's not an English translation. Shimon have heard. Yeah. So in that book, he gives the system how to translate any verse. So there are two types of translation. One is literal translation, and another is in English, what should I say? One is bhavavachak, one is literal translation, and another is the meaningful translation. You take out the meaning of the verse and then write it. The purport of that verse. So Prabhupada is writing purport. Actually, here it is written purport to translation, but actually it should be purport to purport, because translation is another purport. If you really go into Sanskrit, Prabhupada is writing. You have noticed, many times word to word meaning is something else, and Prabhupada adds points there, if you note properly. So Prabhupada is giving the meaning, the core meaning of that verse. So that is why Prabhupada translates bhavam as intention. And it's not wrong, because if you read Sanskrit dictionary, which the name is Nirukta or Nighantu, that's a dictionary. Just like here you have Oxford or Webster's dictionary, Sanskrit dictionary is Nirukta. And amazing thing is, today I'll tell in the seminar, amazing thing is, how thick is Oxford dictionary? Probably how many pages? The big one, 3,000 pages something? I think so, maybe. And how much big is Sanskrit dictionary? 32 pages. That's it. And in those 32 pages, you have all meanings of all words. Not only meanings, but synonyms. For synonyms, we have thesaurus, a separate book for English. But in one dictionary, you have meanings, you have synonyms, you have antonyms, you have everything. And this is what is knowledge of God. That dictionary is given by, who wrote that dictionary? Why I'm getting this point? Kashyap Muni. He's marrying 2 daughters. So, he wrote a dictionary. He was a scholarly person. It's not that we read in scriptures that Kashyap Muni, these rishis, they were meditating, and that's all they have to do. But actually they were doing research, they were scholarly people. They were not spaced out, Like, they're not just roaming around, doing nothing. They were, people can say, you're not productive for society. If communist can go to heaven, they'll destroy heaven. You're not doing anything for society. But it's not like that. Kashyap Muni, he wrote a dictionary. Kashyap Muni, he has written a book on agriculture. There's a book in Sanskrit, if you read. He has written many other books on pediatrics. Pediatrics, yeah. He was a doctor, medical doctor. But He got this knowledge from Krishna. These rishis used to meditate. They used to observe, meet people. Prabhupada used to say, okay, fine, this is a quiz. Where did Kashyap Muni used to stay? Where was his house? Can anybody tell? Prabhupada said that? No? There's a sea, Caspian Sea. Mediterranean, Caspian Sea. I think it is Russia and Iran, Iraq. That Mediterranean, there's a Caspian Sea. Prabhupada used to say it came from Kashyap. Yeah, Kashyap. If you see the map, there's a Caspian Sea there. So it's named after Kashyap. Kashyap Muni was saying, probably Kashyap Muni was NRI, maybe, I don't know. Something, he was a foreigner. So he was staying there, he was preaching there, and he was intelligent. And he wrote in his dictionary that bhavam means intention. That's one of the meaning of bhavam. It doesn't really mean emotion. That is why when we translate Krishna Bhavana Amrit Sang, it's a movement's name. Prabhupada in translation is Krishna Consciousness. Now that word bhavam can be defined as, definition is intention. So we can say Krishna conscious movement is that when you have intentions to serve Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. Now we come to this point. What's the difference between thinking about Krishna and having good and having proper intention about Krishna? There's a lot of difference. Like for example, we have 4 things. Action, then thoughts, and then intention. Prabhupada says thinking, feeling, willing. Prabhupada says, and there's a difference. Generally we get confused between thinking and intentions. That's the confusion. And there's another thing, emotions. All these things are different. Thinking, emotions, and intentions. Generally people take Krishna consciousness as emotional movement. Generally, okay, you have to have emotions for Krishna. That's nice. You should have. But along with that, you should have proper intentions. Now let me give you an example. For example, a thief comes in your house with a knife and he wants to kill you. Okay, so what's his action? His action is he's threatening you with a knife, like that, Okay. And what's his thought? I'll kill him if he doesn't give me money. What's his emotions? Hatred, envy, or whatever. And what is his intentions? His intention is maybe terrorism. Yeah, exploitation probably, yeah. His intention is the society is useless and they are crazy people, they have money, let me take money from them, they have exploited me, I will now tell them a lesson. That is the intention. And what is most important is intention, because intention will lead to thoughts and feelings and then action. So Krishna consciousness means intention. Prabhupada says in Nectar of Instruction preface, if you read nicely, Prabhupada says advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. Prabhupada never says advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on chanting. He doesn't say that. There's no statement like that. Prabhupada said, yes, you have to chant nicely. Holy name is the backbone of a movement. That's perfect. Prabhupada says books are the basis. That's perfect. Prabhupada says prasadam is a bullet, magic bullet. Prabhupada used to call gulab jamuns. That's a weapon, secret weapon. Oh, I was hearing secret weapon, prasad. So that's correct. But advancement will not depend on them, because people can chant and people have been chanting and people will continue to chant. But then why people are falling down? That's a question. Why GBCs are falling down? That's a question. Why didn't Prabhupada fell down? That's a question. Of course, Prabhupada cannot fall down. That we know. He can never fall. He's Acharya. He's come from spiritual world. So some people are falling down, some people are crawling, some people are running, some people are standing at the same point, some people are advancing, some people are realizing God, but everybody is chanting the same mantra. Everybody is doing the same arti. Everybody is reading the same books. Eating, sleeping, it's all same, but still results are different. Why? Question is why. If we don't answer this question why, we'll never advance in devotional life. We can never advance. This is a question you have to encounter. Even though it looks scary, even though it might take a lot of your thought, you might have to discuss many things and solve many contradictions, but you have to do it. If you don't do it, next life you have to do. That's all. You can't avoid that. It's impossible. We can't avoid contemplation. Devotees avoid. Prabhupada said, there's a lecture in Andhra Pradesh, Nellore, or I think it's in Gorakhpur, in 1976. 1976 means ISKCON peak. Like Prabhupada is about to leave the planet. ISKCON is established as far as Prabhupada wanted. And then Prabhupada writes a letter to GBC, and Prabhupada says, my only complaint is that my devotees are not reading my books. Prabhupada said that, no? And then Prabhupada says, if people do not read my books, then ultimately they'll sleep, they'll eat, and they'll fall down. So I think, Prabhupada noticed that time in ISKCON that devotees are not reading books. They're doing everything else, that's nice, but books are the basis. They're not reading my books. And that legacy still continues of not reading the books. You might, at least in India, people do not read books. I don't know about America. Not as much as, because our perception, because we think that advancement depends on chanting, on making temples, but that doesn't depend on that. Advancement depends on the attitude. Prabhupada says in Nectar of Devotion, attitude is a key. You read that? Prabhupada says in the first chapter, right? First chapter, attitude is a key. Now, I'll tell you one small story. There were 3 friends, and they were living in one room. They were eating almost in the same plate, reading the same book, staying together, and they were building a temple. They were constructing a temple. So after temple finished, they were roaming around on the roof, and what happened was they fell down. All 3 fell down, and they died. So one of the friend, Yamdutas came to take him. All of them were chanting and doing kirtan, everything. But for one of the friend, when Yamdutas came, he went to hell. Another friend, he went to heaven. And the third one went to Golok, Vaikuntha. So when that person went to Golok, Vaikuntha, he asked God, what's this? 3 of us were making temple. We were attending programs, we were chanting, we were reading, we were prasadam, everything same. But still, my 2 friends, one went to hell, another went to heaven. Why this difference? So God told, that person who went to hell, he had intentions for cheating. He wanted to cheat temple. He was making money out of temple construction. He was just showing off. It was kapat. He was hypocrite in his heart. So that's why he did an offense and he went to hell. And the person who went to heaven, he was thinking it's a good thing. Not exactly devotion. It's good to come, chant, make a temple. It will give me pious credits. So he went to heaven. And you have come to me because you were always thinking it's service to God. So many paths lead to same goal. That's not correct. One path can lead to many goals. That's the idea. So why it happened, different destinations, same process? Because of attitude. This word bhavam, because of attitude, intentions, that will make the difference. And for that Prabhupada says, I think Prabhupada has given one, this is one morning walk Prabhupada says, or one lecture, I forgot exact. I think in 1972 this was a lecture. Prabhupada says, my devotees should read every verse very, very scrutinizingly. Prabhupada said that. And then Prabhupada says, my devotees should read all my books. So not reading books, all books of Prabhupada, that's an offense. That's Guru Ravagya, offense against holy name. Of course, everybody cannot read all books. Everybody has different capabilities. That's also, time is not there. But at least we should try. We can try to read all Prabhupada books. I think one of the Prabhupada disciples told me long ago, I don't know the reference, sorry for that. But few devotees have told me that Prabhupada told we should read Bhagavad Gita minimum 100 times. Yeah, Prabhupada told minimum 100 times. And Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita minimum 1,000 times. Bhagavatam minimum 100 times. Chaitanya Charitamrita minimum 7 times. And then you can hope to attain Krishna, love of God. This seems too much. But the idea is, Prabhupada is encouraging us to read his books. Do not be lax. Do not be lax in that sector. Devotees are enthusiastic in kirtan, that's very nice, preaching, prasadam, but please read books because it will make the difference. It will make the difference. That's why Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasreshu, out of thousands one will come to me. And out of those thousands who have come to him, only one will attain Krishna. What will make the difference? Sincerity? Yes. And the attitude. That will make the difference. Whom Krishna will choose. Okay, he's doing my devotion. He's doing. Okay, this will come to me. How will Krishna choose? There's a lottery. Okay, he will take a ticket. Oh, Mr. This Das Brahmachari. Oh, you have won the lottery, you have come to Golok. It doesn't happen like that. He has to decide. It is said in, I think Jiva Goswami says, when gopis met Krishna, so gopis told Krishna, we are so anxious to serve you. We have anxiety to serve you. We have so many services. We want to serve you. So Krishna told gopis, my dear gopis, I'm more anxious than you. You know why? Because you want to serve me. But I have to serve all your devotees. So you have to think of one person, but I have to think of many. So Krishna is more busy than us. So Krishna said to gopis, it is so easy for you to meditate upon me, but I have to think of so many devotees. We are serving Krishna, and Krishna is serving his devotees. Of course, from our perspective, Krishna is giving us mercy. But from Krishna's perspective, when you ask him, are you giving mercy? Krishna will say, no, I don't give mercy. I'm serving my devotees. From his perspective, it's like that. For him, mercy is service. For us, his service is mercy. That is a devotee. Devotee has to consider both perspectives. So, we have to read books very, very scrutinizingly. Now, what do you mean by very, very scrutinizingly? What do we do? Should we keep on repeating these verses or keep on repeating these purports? Just we should keep on repeating or what? No. Scrutinizing means contemplation. Contemplation means you have to take notes. That's a good idea. If you take notes, and if you contemplation means connections. So you have to read Bhagavad Chaitanya Charitamrita, then connect a point from Chaitanya Charitamrita with Bhagavatam. That's called linking. That's called contemplation. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in one perception. And that doesn't help. We have to view devotion from all angles. Prabhupada says in one of his statements, we should understand all different angles to view devotion. So just like it is said, for example, it is said about perception, like Prabhupada says in one of his purport, that one should chant one should try to understand Krishna, Prabhupada says. One of his lecture, Prabhupada says, don't understand Krishna, simply love him. Prabhupada said that. And so what's happening? One of his statements, Prabhupada says that by your efforts you cannot attain Krishna. Everything depends on the causeless mercy of Krishna. Another purport, Srimad Bhagavatam, he writes, mercy is already there. You have to do efforts and endeavor. Sincere efforts can please Krishna. Prabhupada says this. So then what's happening, there are different angles and both angles are contradictory. Sometimes something, sometimes something. So some devotees choose not to see this contradiction. Avoid it. Okay, fine. I don't want to deal with it. Some devotees want to solve this contradiction by arguments and debates. Both will not succeed. Both are not going to succeed. We have to go to other self-realized souls to understand what Prabhupada means, isn't it? How do you solve this contradiction? By your own mind? By your own speculation? You got come to wrong conclusions. That is why it's also important to read commentaries of previous acharyas. Because if you go in those commentaries, then they are dealing with these contradictions also. And then you get answer. It's not from your own mind, it is from previous acharyas. So if you read Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, and then you come back to Srila Prabhupada books, many things will be much clearer, because various acharyas are speaking, acharyas are basically dealing with confusions and contradictions in their commentaries. They don't like to, if you read commentaries of acharyas, if you read Prabhupada books, it's all practical. Prabhupada is not speaking about information. In this verse, he could have spoken about 13 daughters of Daksha. He could have given their names. Other commentators, they are giving names. Okay, this. He could have said so many information, but he doesn't. No acharya will give you much information except if his intention is to give information. That's another thing. But all acharyas are dealing with most important practical points and the confusions which people face. For example, this confusion that when we chant, should we think about God, Krishna or not in our mind, His form. So at Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's time, this was a big debate. There was one devotee, Roop Kaviraj, and he was debating with Vishwanath Thakur. And he was saying, while chanting, you should meditate on the forms of God. He had this opinion. And he gave quotations. Many people getting influenced. So Vishwanath Thakur, in his commentaries, he dealt with that topic and he just refuted that in his commentaries to Bhagavatam. So that's a detailed explanation of that. So sometimes you need to read that to get to some conclusions, because I need to solve these things. So it helps. That what I'm telling, contemplation means you need to read the meaning of that verse from other angles, from other acharyas. You read, come back. Prabhupada has given everything to us, but to realize he has given everything, we need discussions. That is why we are discussing, no? We are meeting with devotees. There are only 3 devotees, but still we are discussing. It doesn't matter because Prabhupada says one more quotation. The main business of temples is to discuss, is to understand books. Prabhupada says the main business of temples is to understand the verses of scriptures. Prabhupada says this big mansion, what is this for? For this class. This class is a most important activity of the temple. It should be. It should be. In fact, all devotees should realize that this is what we are here for. We are not here for eating. We can eat, that's okay. We are not here for living together only. We are here for hearing. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he defines association as transfer of knowledge. Just like devotees, or maybe like husband-wife. In Dharma Shastra it is said, husband-wife should daily discuss Hari Katha. Daily. I mean, so one day husband can give class, one day wife can give class, and they can just keep on discussing. That's why we have come together. Coming together means transferring knowledge. That is association. Where's the evidence? Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Asanga shastrena didena chitva. 15th chapter, 2nd verse. Krishna says, by the sword of detachment, cut the tree of attachment. So that word detachment is asanga. Asanga means by the sword of knowledge, because from knowledge comes detachment. Bhagavatam says, Janyati ashu vairagyam jnanam chatat ahitukam. So I think, we have to make our attitude, we have to work on our attitude, that's the point. But how to do that? You can't see it. You can't do anything. The only key is knowledge. The only key to knowledge is association. And the only key for association is, you should have read things. You should have read books. Then speaker can speak, people can ask questions. If only speaker is knowledgeable, people who are hearing, they're not knowledgeable, then there's no discussion, because people who are hearing, they don't have any questions what is spoken. And you know what, we think that we'll advance when things are clear, but we advance when we get doubts. If you think about that, if everything is clear, we don't advance. Okay, that's okay. But if we get doubts, then there's a scope of advancement, because then there's a scope of getting more knowledge. So doubts are harmful, but they can be our friends if taken in a proper spirit. So that is why people who are hearing, they should also read books and they should go along. So bhava means attitude. Take care of attitude. When we talk to devotees, we have to think what is our intention. We might speak nicely, we might win the argument, but what's the point? The point to talk with devotees is to please them. That's what is devotion, no? Please Krishna and please devotees. If you speak entire lecture and devotees are not happy and they don't learn anything, then what's the point? What did you do? You don't achieve anything. And to make people learn, you don't have to speak information, but realizations. And to speak realizations, we should have realizations. It's easy to speak to non-devotees, but it's very difficult to speak to devotees. That is why Krishna says in Gita, last chapter what Krishna says, I'm very pleased with that devotees who explain this science to my devotees. That verse is there in Gita. In chapter 18, he says, those who explain this science to my devotees, I am very, very pleased by them. Most dear, that word is used. Why? Krishna doesn't say those who explain this science to non-devotees, he's most dear. He should have said that, no, because that's preaching all about. We're going and preaching to non-devotees, but he says, anybody who explains the science to my devotees, he's the most dear. Why does Krishna say like that? He doesn't want us to preach. He could have encouraged us. Anybody who explains this Gita to non-devotees, he's the most dear, and we could have, okay, fine, this is God, we'll explain. So anybody who explains the science to non-devotees, he's dear. But who explains the science to devotees, he's most dear. You know why? Because to talk to devotees, you should have stuff. You should be advanced. If you're not advanced, then we can't give lectures to devotees. You should have realizations. You have to work on yourself. So Krishna is saying, anybody who explains this science to my devotees, he's most dear. In other words, Krishna is saying, anybody who works on himself, he's most dear. In the process of explaining other devotees, we will advance. That's his idea. So Krishna is putting us in a circumstance where we'll be forced to read books and get knowledge and advance and understand. That is why this word bhavam is there. So we got this word bhavam. I think that word is clear. This is how we should read Bhagavatam. No, we should take one word and discuss and dissect it and maybe do surgery and then get the meaning out of it and then understand properly. So bhava means intentions. So Daksha understood the intentions of their children. That's the idea. And their daughters wanted to marry Kashyap Muni. Their intention was that. But of course, they couldn't tell directly. That was a system. Because the greatest ornament of female is, Lord Prabhupada says, shyness, which is very rare in America. It's not there. Females are not shy. It's not there in culture. If you go in, I'm not talking about devotees. Devotee community is different, but outside. But in India, shyness is Very natural. I mean to say, I remember when I was child, my grandmother and my mother, they couldn't even see their father-in-law directly. They can't even see eyes to eyes, father-in-law. They used to have that, that ghungat, veil. They used to keep that veil. And when they used to speak to father-in-law, they'll speak through child. They'll tell their child, my dear Ramu, ask your father to come here. They'll not even speak their husband's name. That was the culture of India. They were very shy. So shyness may seem timidness, but it doesn't happen, because even an ant can kill an elephant. In Dharma Shastra it is said, if you want to control a man, it's not by courage, it's by shyness. If you bow down, if you go in front of Krishna, I want to surrender. No way. If you stand, you'll be pushed back. If you go back, you'll be pulled in front. That is what is this material world and spiritual world. So this example is given very nice by Vedanta. Vedanta Shika? He's in Sri Sampradaya Ramanuja. He gives this example. If you, there's elephants in South India? The elephants? You've gone to temples? So every temple has an elephant. So many people come and give coins, and that elephant will take from his trunk and give it to that person who is sitting on that. And sometimes people give their children. An elephant will roll that children in his trunk, small babies, give it to that person, and he will take, and then he will give a ride to him. Because you can't climb, no? The elephant is so big. So Vedanta Shika gives an example. You don't have to embrace Krishna. Don't do that. You have to bow down in front of Krishna. And then he will pick you up and embrace you. Those who want to embrace him, they can never embrace him. It's not possible. Aprape mansasaha. It's not possible. Those who remain in front, Krishna doesn't accept them. Those who remain in back, Krishna likes them. This material word is go top, but spiritual word is go down. And that's what Krishna likes. So, that is what is humbleness all about. Das anu das. We want to go back. So devotees are very intelligent. Those who stand in back, Krishna notices them first. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stand like in Jagannath Puri, behind Garud Stambh he used to stand. So back he used to stand. People used to, and actually at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there was rush also, and people used to come in his way. So yes, you have not gone into the temple, no? Jagannath temple, it's not allowed. If you go inside, there's Jagannath deities, and for example, there's Jagannath, and instead of Prabhupada, this is not Prabhupada, of course. So we have Garudji there, one pillar. So generally people are standing here and taking darshan. Mahaprabhu used to stand behind Garudji. There's Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there were many people. He couldn't even sometimes see Jagannath. There are people standing. You go inside the temple, you can't see Jagannath from behind that pillar. It's not possible. And how much far he is? Like this distance from Prabhupada to Jagannath, if you multiply it 5 times, you can imagine how far is Jagannath. First of all, you can't, it's so far. Second of all, he is behind the door. The door is so thin. Half of the Jagannath is inside the room. Half of the Baldev is inside the room. Subhadra you can see. So you have to see Jagannath, you have to go this side. To see Balram, you have to go this side. And Mahaprabhu is standing behind Garud Stambh. There's so many people there, and he's not interested to go in front. Why? Because he knows the trick. He knows that if you see Jagannath, Jagannath might not notice you. If you stand behind, and then Jagannath might notice you, and that's what all matters, We daily come to Krishna. Have you ever thought, we are seeing Krishna, but have you ever thought, has Krishna seen me? If you can think that, then you will become sad, because why will Krishna see me? What we have done for Krishna? We are struggling with chanting. Krishna is happy. We are still struggling with chanting, and we have not done what we are supposed to do. How much Krishna has served us, in the same capacity we have not served him. At least a pure devotee thinks like that. Krishna has given us so many things, this temple, this devotees, holy name, and we are enjoying him. We are enjoying his property. At least we should think like that. We have not paid him back. That's the idea. So daily we come in front of Krishna. We are happy. A brain is two parts, no? Two eyes. One eyes we see happiness. One eyes we see sorrow. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's what he tried to teach us. Mood in separation. That is what is all about, mood in separation. You're seeing Jagannath, but still you're feeling separation. Now how does it go like that? You're seeing Jagannath, he's very merciful, but at the same time you feel separation because he has not accepted you yet. So although you are with him, but you're not with him, because he has not accepted us in a heart. And that dilemma will, that separation and union together, physical proximity, but mentally we are at a distance. Krishna, we are not near Krishna with mind, with Krishna's heart to heart. It's not like that. So that dilemma will produce love and humility. That's what is Mahaprabhu's movement. That's what he has come to give us. And we have to realize it before death. If we don't do, we are in danger. Of course, Krishna promises that he'll help his devotees. If at the time of death, suppose we spend our whole lives chanting and we don't get all these realizations, we don't understand these things, and we think, okay, Krishna will give us mercy and we will understand it automatically. It can happen. Kripa Siddhi. But Prabhupada says that's very rare. It doesn't happen. So we can, so at the time of death, what will happen? If you are sincere, Krishna will take us back to Godhead. That's no question, if you are sincere. But Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, you will miss the opportunity to relish prema within this life. So we can spend devotion sincerely and Krishna will take us back to Golok, but that's not the idea. Idea is not to go back to Krishna only. Idea is to give him happiness and then feel that happiness when it comes back from Krishna. So when you see this mirror, light is going from me and then it's coming back, no? So when you give happiness to Krishna, it will rebound. It will come back to you. And then you will feel bliss. Mahaprabhu said, Krishna prem pumarto mahan. Aim of life is not Krishna. It is love of God. It is not Krishna. Because your aim can be Krishna and you can achieve Krishna, but you have to experience that love and bliss. And that will only come if we understand this separation in union. That's the highest concept. But for that, we have to understand what you mean by attitude and intentions. And for that, we have to take association of devotees. And for that, we have to read books. And for that, we have to little bit tax our brain, spend a time, and put efforts. So that's what this verse is. This verse is talking about many things, many things. So, I just came back to the same point. We were talking about shyness, so that I don't know where that point went off. I went somewhere else. So we should be shy. Women should be shy, man should be courageous. And Prabhupada says we should be shy in the temple and courageous outside the temple, both women and man. So shyness is a great quality. It can control Krishna. It can control devotees. And what that means is Shilam Anuvrata. Shyness is good behavior. It comes in good behavior. So if you want to really control somebody, it's by shyness. It's nice, no? Man will be under your control. if female is shy. So that's a trick. We think, we can control somebody by shouting, or it doesn't happen like that. For female, it doesn't happen. For males, it's okay. You can shout and you can control female. But of course, males, by shouting you can't control anybody. For males, dharma is household life to satisfy the wife by giving her ornaments. Females like ornaments, dresses, good dresses and good food. That's the dharma of males. And the dharma of female is to be shy and submissive. And by that, female can control male and male can control female. And then both think I'm controlling him, he thinks I'm controlling him, and then that's good, Because if you think I'm being controlled, then it doesn't go. So then it's okay. That's the good thing. And both are happy. That's what is Vedic culture. Okay, if there's any question, I'll just stop here. I can talk many things. Yeah.
Since you mentioned the standard for reading Prabhupada's books, 1,000 times Gita, 100 times
Yeah.
7 times Chaitanya Charitamrita, where is the encouragement for reading other books that aren't explicitly Prabhupada's writings?
Oh, yeah, all acharyas?
Yeah, acharyas, other shastras.
Other shastras, okay, fine, yeah.
Some other books there too. Other devotees within ISKCON are writing so many books.
Yeah, other devotees, yeah. Actually, you can read 1,000 times Gita in 6 months. You can do that. Yeah, really, if you have a project. I tell you, I read it. I've read Gita 5,000 times, 6,000 times. I've read Gita. Why? How? You can do that. No, yeah, all. Cover to cover, page to page, line to line. I've read Bhagavatam 1,000 times. I've read. Chaitanya Charitamrita I've read, I don't know how many times. Maybe 10,000 times I've read Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Cover to cover?
Yeah, page to page, cover to cover, shloka to shloka I've read. And it's easy. You can do that. I'll tell you the trick.
Yeah.
Trick is, whichever book you want to read, keep it in your purse. Keep it with you. And don't read on your cell phone and laptops. Don't do that. You will not be able to read fast. Because it comes and then, it's...
Okay, what's the other trick?
so keep it with you.
Trick number 2?
And anyway, I'll tell you, this is trick number 1. So what you have to do is, you just sleep with that book. That's all. Get up in the morning and just keep on reading, Just get up, before getting up from bed, read something. Eating, read it, keep on reading. Just walking, just keep on reading. Just keep on reading. Anywhere you got time, keep on reading. You get 5 minutes, read that book. And that will engage you, Because if we always chant, if we think, whenever I'm free, I'll chant, it doesn't happen because we don't have taste in chanting, no? We are just completing our rounds, no? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, I'm free? Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But mind is somewhere else. We can do, but it's good to divide our time, balance. So reading will occupy our mind. It's good. And once you have read, you have read. So I used to take bath and I used to hold my book and keep on reading and taking shower, why to waste time? Put hand like that. You shave and put a book there and you can do that. So that was a good idea. And like 25 years back I came to America with my family when I was young, 20 years back. At that time I was introduced to ISKCON and 25 years back. So in America I carried the Gita. And my parents were roaming in the malls and I was sitting in the dressing room, close that room, read Gita. And I used to say, when you do shopping, call me and then it's nice, you do that. This is trick number 1, to read books. And trick number 2 is, do you have any trick to read books? Do you have any ideas to read books like that? Trick number 2 is, make a deadline. Okay, I will finish this book by this date. Otherwise, you'll never finish that book. Okay, so October 13th, I'm going to finish this book. Whatever happens, I have to miss my meal, I have to miss my sleeping. You have to take it as an exam. And then things will happen, So, point is, don't consider it as scripture. This is a novel. People read novels, no? Just read a novel. So entire night you, take your book, sit in a bed, keep on reading till morning. Sometimes it's interesting. Finish that book in one night. It can happen like that. We used to study like that, no? I don't know about America. People study here or what? They study? Yeah, hard. I don't know, Indians are hard. Overnight? In exams we do, no? Night outs. So many people, you just keep on drinking coffee or tea and then read. You can read books like that. It's an exam. Life is a preparation, death is examination. Death is very near. So that's my way. I don't know, you can invent your own way. But you have to keep books. That's the idea. Laptop will not help. You can't go fast. Anything else? That's okay. Okay, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for patiently listening.